so this might not work. Guess I'll be live until the connection drops off. If anybody pops on, I don't know who will pop on, but it's a very bad connection. I don't know if this live is gonna work too well. We'll see. As you can see, I moved the hey Lauren. Hi Kimberly. So yeah, I moved the video up, stuck it up on the windshield. I put a piece of Reflectix behind it so it would block some of the sun from the windshield. But it says that I have a wave as I pass through Oklahoma. Okay, I think we're gonna end up in Oklahoma City tonight. Hey Christopher. Yeah. Hi, last van standing. It's a bad signal, so if we get dropped, then I'll do another live later. Just want to let you guys know. Oh, you were watching the What's Up Wednesday? I saw you were the first, Cincy. You were like first. I did see that. It popped up in my notifications. That's funny. No, Christopher, I did not. I didn't have an issue, and let me tell you what happened. So last night, like I told you in the What's Up Wednesday, I woke up with no feeling from the knee down. Like I had no leg. It was like, ugh. And I ended up staying awake until 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock this morning. So from 11 o'clock last night to like 4:30 this morning, I was awake. I went to sleep for a hot, I can't get over, for a hot maybe hour and a half before Willow was texting me saying, are you awake? Anyway, yes, it was like I got no leg, right? It was numb, like there wasn't even pins and needles. It was just straight up numb, and like my leg was limp. It was like, oh my God, I have no leg and I have no bones in my leg. It was horrible. So by the time I woke up and started, slowly touching it and trying to move it to get the feeling back in it, I was wide awake. So I just kind of stayed awake. I got on Facebook, I got on Instagram, I watched a bunch of YouTube videos and stuff like that. You guys might lose the capability to comment, because I'm in a really bad section. So if the video drops off, I'll do a later live video, so I won't come back if it drops off. It's been really sporadic on this part of 44 that we're on. But yeah, it was like you touch it, you can't feel nothing, and it feels like you have no bones in your legs. So yeah, it was crazy. But no, I didn't get the van fixed. Everything looked okay, felt okay. I did forget to, yes, I am, Lauren, addicted to live video. It's just fun. I don't know why, it's just fun. It passes the time too. It helps the time pass. But nothing, I forgot to look under the hood. I completely forgot to look under the hood while it was dark out. Ugh. But hopefully nothing happens today during the day, and we're gonna pull over in a couple hours, and I'm gonna take a nap for like 2 hours, and then we're gonna do a couple more hours to get to Oklahoma City. I think the total trip was supposed to be like 3.5, 4 hours to get to Oklahoma City, but I told Willow I can't do that in one stretch. I'm too tired. We did stop at a McDonald's, I forgot where that was, and I got a sweet tea. So that's my second sweet tea of October, so no more sweet tea until November. I only allow myself 2 a month, that's max. So next, you capable of having someone on your panel live up to 10 people. Oh wow, I didn't know that. Ooh, so I'm opening up a whole new genre of stuff. Thank you, Sunshine. Ooh, 10 people. How does that work on a, oh, I need a computer. Yeah, that won't work for me though. Yeah, I can see that not working on a cell phone. 10 people on a little screen, that wouldn't work. Live video while traveling will be the next big thing for van dwellers. It's kind of fun. It's easier to read your comments now because I put the video camera up in the window. It has a piece of Reflectix behind it to stop the glare, but that might also be messing with the signal a little bit probably. what I think I might do is try and find some scrap piece of corrugated plastic, maybe the white corrugated plastic, and make a little reflector behind it that might let the signal come through better than Reflectix will. So I'm still doing like 60, between 60 and 63 speed wise. Poor Willow, she's a speed demon, so this is hard for her. But she's doing about 65. She's doing somewhere between 65 and 68, so I can still see her. And she's going slow enough that people go around her. So we always have a gap in between us. After they've been behind her for like a mile, they're over it. Because speed limit is 75, minimum is 50. So yeah. So we're doing tag along. She told me she was running out of her, yes, Willow is full-time. She was full-time, but she was living with her daughter until she could get to the van bill to get her solar put on. So yes, Willow is full-time. And somebody asked about doing a, why I haven't done a tour. I haven't done a tour because she wants to get her solar done, and there's some more tweaking on the inside and organizing I'm going to help her with. So once I help her get a little bit of her organization down at the van build, I'll do a tour when she's all settled, completely happy with the way we set it up. That's why I didn't do a tour when I first went to St. Louis, because she's not quite ready yet. She's got just enough room. She's got her bed and everything, and she's got her, she's got everything in there, but I think there's stuff she probably doesn't need that she just needs a little nudge to get rid of some stuff. You know how that is. It's hard. You don't know how. She did get rid of 2 drawers worth of clothing. I talked her into getting rid of clothing before we left, so that left her with 2 drawers for her to be able to put some crafting and her knitting stuff in that she didn't have as much room for before, so that helped. But her kitchen stuff in the back, I want to help her reorganize to give her a little more storage room back there, because she has her kitchen stuff in the back of her hatch. She's in a minivan. She's in a town and country minivan. So she has the stow and go seats. That's what I would like. I would like to find a vehicle that has stow and go seats, and she took her seats out, which is what I would do. So now she has bins. She has built-in bins in her floor, which is like awesome. So I would love to find a minivan. I'm hoping by like February to be able to get another minivan, and I would love to find one that has stow and go seats and take those seats out and have those big, empty, huge bins where you can put. And so one of her bins is empty from one of the captain's chairs. She has food down in there, like her canned goods and stuff. And the other one where the captain's chair is where her batteries are going to go. So that's going to go in one of her stow and go seats. Is driving while doing a live video as bad as texting and driving? I guess some people would say it probably is. I'm just glancing at the comments as quickly as I glance at the speedometer, or the gas tank. And I moved the, I feel like it's better now because I moved the cell phone up higher, so I'm not looking down. I'm still kind of at the road level. My eyes are darting back and forth, so I'm at the road level. So, and I have my car on cruise control. I usually try and keep it on cruise. So I don't know. I'm sure some people will say it is. But yeah, I mean, I'm not touching anything. So, I mean, I just touched the go live, and I can speak text the title in. So yeah, I don't know. It probably is. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, so I'm assuming you guys can hear me. Nobody's saying they can't, so I guess this headset is working well. So nobody has said they can't hear me, so I guess the $5 Walmart headset is working well. Yay. I tried charging that what do you call it? Bluetooth wireless headset last night, but I forgot that I needed the second USB charger for the tablet, so I took it out halfway through the charging. I don't think it charged all the way. So Oh, good. Everyone. Okay, so David is saying he can hear me. Okay, good. Good. Well, it's working well. I started out that What's Up Wednesday without it, and I forgot. So I'm glad I remembered before I got too far into the video. If you watch the What's Up Wednesday, the first couple seconds, I didn't have it in. I got to get used to remembering when I do videos to put that in. Someone was saying if I turn my phone off for like 5 minutes and then turn it back on, it might solve that mic issue. I don't know. It just all of a sudden happened. It's not on mute, and it just started Friday when I did that live Friday 13th Friday. So I have no idea what happened with my microphone. I never had that issue before. Anyway. Oh, you know what? Somebody addressed the last live video where we were talking about doing a caravan, and we were talking about a melanated caravan, meaning people of color, and that some people might feel some type of way. Those people that are not people of color might be upset or feel like I'm alienating them and I might lose viewers, and I don't really want that to be the issue. That's not that wasn't my thinking at all when I thought about that. It's just there's so few of us out there doing it, and there's so few sharing the journey online that my number one comment that I get is, oh my gosh, a black person who's a van dweller full time. So that just goes to show you that, you know, we're not really represented in this community as much. And I guess it's because maybe it's because the more famous YouTubers aren't interviewing people of color van dwellers. Maybe if they started finding and interviewing people of color and, you know, showing the representation, like Bob, and yes, I am black, but I say people of color because I mean Hispanic, I mean black, I mean Chinese, Asian, any of the Asian, continents. Yeah, so I mean others, all the others than Caucasian. So to me, I incorporate all that when I say people of color. Yes, I am black, 100% black American. But I don't want anyone to feel excluded, and I don't want people to be getting in their feelings about that. I mean, we can just as easily have a multiracial caravan. I don't care. I just want to see people getting out there and living their van life journey. But I also want to see us thoroughly represented as well. That's all. So, yeah, go back far enough when we are all black. That's a conversation for another time. But yes, you are right. So I don't know. I just don't want anyone to feel alienated or upset because I wasn't trying to exclude anybody. I love my Vanner fanners. I love all of you. I have people who are older than my mother who are my Vanner fanners. I have people that are my son's age who are Vanner fanners. And I have all walks of life. People who won't ever live in a van, but they are just loving watching my journey and support me with love and well wishes and ask questions, and they're just curious, and that's fine. And I love that because that was the whole point. Not only for me just to document this journey for myself, and let me know if this is too windy and too loud. I'll talk louder, but I'm getting a little warm. I need to take my long sleeve shirt off when we stop. But I just want to share my journey. It doesn't matter to me, where you come from. I've got people overseas. Like I said, people who will never live in a van. They're just curious and they found my channel and they just are like, oh my gosh, I just love watching your videos. And that's fine. I'm documenting this journey for myself because I didn't want to type out a blog. It's the main reason I did a video blog or a vlog. And also for my son, so he can keep up with me, and family members can kind of keep up with me. Ones that I don't talk to on a regular basis. So, hey, there we go. Maggie's still here. She's saying I'm old gay grandma. That's what's up, Maggie. Thank you. Covana. Oh, you only saw like 3 people at courts, right? Well, I'm hoping that RTR this year has more black people because I've been trying to talk about it a lot, and I've been asking people that I know will possibly be in their vans by January, if they're willing to come out, you know, because I want us, again, I just want us to be represented, and I don't want people of color to think that this is not for them. Okay? I don't want, and that's the biggest thing. When you don't see yourself represented in something, it may stop you from going out and doing it, because you think, well, maybe this is not for me. Maybe I'm not supposed to do this. I don't want anyone to think that. If you're living your dream and you're not doing anything illegal, it's for you. Do it. My biggest thing that I always say is I did not want to live with regrets. I didn't want to look back later when I was 60, 70, 80 and say, man, what if I had taken a year or two and lived in a van? I don't ever want that to be a regret. I would rather do this for a year and be like, look, I can't do it no more. I got to go back to sticks and bricks and get a real job. I would rather that happen than to have not had done it at all and be living with the regret of what if. So, yeah, I'm not really necessarily apologizing. I just quickly saw your thing. I'm not apologizing for wanting that caravan to be the melanated caravan or the people of color caravan. I'm not apologizing for that. I just don't want people to be, upset, Oh, okay, got it. I just want to explain a little further, But somebody did inbox me and they had a valid point. I mean, I do have a very mixed race and mixed age and mixed socioeconomic, fancy words, banner fanners. So I don't want anyone feeling like, oh, I can't watch no more because she's all pro-black and she's, that's not what this journey is about. It's part of my journey, obviously, because I'm a black woman doing this. And a lot of my banner fanners who are black and Hispanic want to know, is this safe? Because that's the biggest question. Is this going to be safe for me? If I go to a rest stop, is it going to be safe for me? And I can't answer that. Like I said in my What's Up Wednesday today, I can't answer that 100% because you might not be safe in some areas. Now, I haven't felt unsafe. I've felt a little bit of slightedness where it was probably a little bit of racism, but I haven't felt unsafe. If I get a feeling in my gut of unsafeness, I will strap my knife on my hip when I get out of my vehicle. One of the things that I safe when I go to rest stops is I don't get out of my van at night at a rest stop. I have the bucket toilet, and that's one of the reasons why. So I don't have to use a bathroom at night and get out of my van. So I use my bucket toilet when I roll up to a rest stop and it's dark. I'm not getting out to I don't care if it's 7 o'clock in the evening. I'm not doing it. So I will use my bucket toilet and stay in my van locked up with my knife near me and my keys near me in the place that they stay, so they're ready to go if I need to roll out or if I need to stab somebody and then roll out. So I can't say 100% that you're going to be safe. We know if you're black, you grew up, most of us have grown up being able to determine when people are being a little shady / racist towards us. The things they say, how they look at you. You kind of have to follow your gut. And that's anybody, honestly. You have to follow your gut to feel if you're going to be safe or not. I have woken up in the middle of the night in a perfectly nice area that I've parked at before when I was, in Virginia, and just had an uneasy feeling and started the van up and left and gone somewhere else to park for the rest of the night. I've gotten up at 1 o'clock in the morning and I don't know what woke me up, but I just got an uneasy feeling and I just jumped in the front seat and left. So, oh yeah, the Confederate flag states that fly that flag proudly, yeah, you're gonna always feel a little uneasy. And some white people feel uneasy in those places because they're not down with that either, and that's understandable. So you just have to trust your gut, be aware at all times. That's the best thing I can say is be aware. Never just be, thinking everything is kumbaya, because unfortunately this is the world we live in and bad things happen all the time. So you have to just be aware of your surroundings, be aware of people around you. If you have even just the slightest questionable moment like that, just leave. Just leave. Go a little further up the road. So that's the best thing I can say about, safety in a van, whether or not you are black or not. I think there's a little extra component when you're black in traveling, because we just don't know where, especially the southern states, it's hard to know, is this going to be okay for me to stop here or not. I smile and I keep it moving, and I always say good morning or afternoon to people, especially when I'm, in a store and we're exchanging, whether or not they smile or say anything back doesn't matter to me. I speak to everybody. That's like when I was working in the school. I spoke to everybody as I walked through the hallways, and I had teachers who worked with me for years and wouldn't say hello to me, and I didn't care. You just gotta trust your gut, and you gotta be you. If you're being a positive and a courteous person, most times, most people will respond to that. Now, you got your jerks. I'm trying not to cuss on this, because every time I say one little cuss word, YouTube takes off my monetization. So I'm trying not to cuss. But, there are people who are gonna be jerks, and that's anywhere though. So you can't let that stop you. You just can't. I mean, you can run into jerks living in sticks and bricks, just your everyday interactions with people. People have jerks at work and racists at work that they work with every day. So, again, just trust your gut. If you are licensed to carry, keep your firearm within arm's reach of you when you're sleeping in your van, or if you're in those questionable areas. Just be safe, guys. Be as safe as you can, like you would anywhere else. But don't let that stop you. That's my thing. Don't let that fear of I'm not going to be safe doing this stop you. If that's the case, then join these Facebook van dwelling groups like Living in a Van. Is run by Denoy. Denoy has a channel on YouTube. He is Filipino, I believe. And he lives in Florida in his van. And his channel on YouTube is also called Living in a Van. He has a Facebook group called Living in a Van. And honestly, there are a little bit of trolls in there because he approves everybody. But if you want to join a Facebook group that you don't have to worry about a vetting process, join that group and ask questions and see what people are saying. Maybe you should caravan for the first couple of months that you're out. Find another like-minded van dweller in your area, or hit it to somewhere you're going and caravan together for a little bit until you kind of get those anxieties over with. That helps too. Some of us just don't have that fear. I really didn't have that fear, and plus I started out dwelling locally in the area where I lived, and maybe that's something you should do too. So I was already living in Northern Virginia. I just decided to live in a van instead. So I kind of felt comfortable because it's my normal area. So maybe doing a month or two of local van dwelling in the area that you live is better before you start hitting the road. That might be like a kind of a compromise or something. So yeah, you just have to figure out what works for you. And I don't know if you guys' comments have stopped, because I know sometimes when this gets to a low signal or a bad connection, sometimes the comments won't let you comment anymore. So I guess I'll chat until I glance over and see something. But yeah, you gotta use your gut, guys. Just use your gut. You got that intuition, you got that sixth sense, you got that inner voice, whatever you want to call it. Use it and believe it. Believe it. Trust in it. That's why it was built into you. Military families have been traveling for years. Okay. You probably had another part to that comment and I missed it. Yeah. I'm kind of enjoying traveling with someone, especially this long of a trip. So this is kind of cool. okay, Willow. She did a last minute get over on me. That's okay, no big deal. But I think I'm gonna do next week's What's Up Wednesday live. I haven't, I think I said that on one of my other videos from yesterday, but I think I'm gonna do a live one. I think what I'm going to do, and it's not gonna be any kind of a time, I won't announce it, I'm just gonna do it, and whoever jumps on, jumps on. It'll most likely be in the afternoon, and I know that's difficult for people that work, depending on your time zone. But I think I'm gonna do next week's What's Up Wednesday live, and I'll just answer the questions that I from this week's, from today's What's Up Wednesday. So put a question in today's What's Up Wednesday if you want it answered live next week, and I'll do it probably in the morning before we take off, so I'm not going to be driving and doing it. Oh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Where are we going, Willow? Okay, I think we figured it out. Oh yeah, I don't mind rest stops. I actually prefer rest stops when I'm doing a trip like this, where I'm not staying a day anywhere, because I can just be right on the highway, even though it's a little noisy. Because sometimes when you try and find a Walmart, you're like all in the town, all in the city. You know, you've gone, you know, miles and miles, you know, sometimes 10 miles away from the highway. And a rest stop is just easier. You just jump right off the highway, you sleep overnight, and you jump back on the highway in the morning. So I've kind of had a good, rapport with rest stops. I haven't had any issues with rest stops. But like I said, when I get to rest stops at night, I don't get out of my van. I use my bucket toilet and I call it a night. So now I'll tell you what, let's talk about toileting. So I did this one time at a rest stop where I had to use my bucket toilet, and we're gonna talk about poop. So if you're not down with talking about poop, you know, go ahead and jump off now. So I'm not regular. My bowels have never been regular. For me, every other day or every 2 days, that is regular, and that's been a lifelong thing. There's nothing wrong with me. That's just the way my body is. I've seen a doctor, and over the years I've talked to my doctor about this, and my second husband was right and regular as rain, and he would eat, and within an hour he was in the bathroom. So I was so jealous of that. But that's just the way it is. I've never been one of those people that poops every single day. So anyway, one evening at a rest stop, it was dark, and like I said, I don't use the bathroom at rest stops. I use my bucket. And of course, it was this one evening, and I had to poop, and I don't hold it because I'm not regular, so when I gotta poop, I gotta poop. So if you don't know what my bucket toilet looks like, go watch the I Made a Bucket Toilet playlist video. I think it's 3 videos or 4 videos. So my bucket is an oval shaped bucket, and it has a toilet lid on it, top on it, a regular toilet top on it. And it's got 2 containers in it, 2 short, wide containers. One in the front has a funnel for pee, and one in the back, I keep a bag in it, a double grocery bag in it, plus it's inside of those 2 bags are inside of a gallon size Ziploc bag as well, so I can put it all together, zipper it up, and throw it away. So anyway, I keep it set up and ready to go at all times, because you never know when it's going to happen. I don't want to have to be pulling bags out and setting it up, so I keep it set up and ready to go. So anyway, I was at this rest stop one evening, and it took me about 10 or 15 seconds to decide, am I going to go in because I really got to poop, or am I going to do this in the van? Okay, hold on, Willow's. Say that again.
That tube stay on 44.
Oh, so did we make a wrong exit?
No, we took the right one. We almost took the wrong one.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, wait, that says 44 over there. She's going to get on, but you have the GPS, so I wasn't sure.
The sucker never said anything.
Oh, so the GPS didn't even alert you? Oh, that sucks.
I guess I should check, make sure it's on. It shouldn't matter, though.
Well, at least you were paying attention and we're on the right road, so we're good.
isn't working. Let me check it.
Okay. All right, back to my story. Sorry. So anyway, so I decided to use the bucket because, like I said, it was dark and there were other people there, but I'm not down with getting out of my van at dark at rest stops. Crazy stuff happens at rest stops. I've heard stories. So I used it, and what I did is once I bagged everything up and zippered it up into the gallon baggie, I put it inside another Walmart bag and tied it up, and my side sliding door window, I popped it open, and I kid y'all not, I hung it out the window and closed the window so it was dangling outside of the van. I wasn't trying to smell that all night. Like, seriously? I wasn't going to be able to take it to the trash until the morning, and I wasn't trying to smell that. So yes, I dangled the bag out the window, but nobody was going to know what was in it because it was like so many layers of bag, you couldn't tell what was in it. But I didn't want to smell that all night while I was sleeping. I have a sensitive nose, and that would have kept me awake. So I lit my sage. I did a smudge with the sage to get, the smell. I know y'all laughing at me right now. But anyway, hey, you do what you got to do. So first thing in the morning, once I, peed, because I always pee it in the morning in the bucket toilet, I took it and dumped it in the trash can. But yeah, you do what you got to do, right? I'm just saying. Oh, somebody's saying they carry Lysol. Yeah, my mom used to carry little teeny, she got the little teeny trial size Lysols. I don't know where she got them, but she kept them in her purse. So, yeah, at the time I didn't have litter, so yeah, there was no litter. Yeah. But the cool thing about the way my diversion system is set up, my split system, is the funnel is such that all the urine goes in the one container and all the poop goes in the other container, so it's not mixing and it's not wet or anything. So it splits just right. So it was good thinking on my part. But yeah. So hey, you do what you got to do, right? I love having my bucket. It's so much more convenient than the porta potty toilet that I'm trying to sell when I get to the van build or RTR. It's smaller, it's more convenient, and it's not having to find a place to dump and walk around with that big old bottom part of the porta potty to a toilet or a Don's John to dump it. Like, that can be such a pain. And that porta potty is heavy because you have the flush water in the top part of it where you flush with clean water, and then you have the urine and the water you flush with in the bottom part. It's heavy. That's a lot of liquid. Liquid weighs a lot. And with that porta potty plus my 5-gallon water, fresh water for sink water and stuff, that was a lot of liquid on that one side of the van. So yeah, I was like, yeah, this is more of a pain in the butt. It was fine in Virginia because I always dumped twice a week at my same places where, there were 2 parks that I went to where I dumped my porta potty, one near work and one in my weekend spot. So that was fine when I was local in Virginia dwelling. But I was like, on the road, this is going to be a pain in the behind. So yeah, I love my bucket toilet. I will not change it. The only thing, and I'm going to say honestly, the only thing I would change about the bucket toilet is it is a little short. But my bed is sturdy enough that I just kind of hold onto my bed and kind of pull myself up. But it is a little short because it is a bucket, and it's not the tall 5-gallon bucket. So I would make a little, maybe 1.5 inch to 2 inch tall platform for it. So I might do something like that if I can find some scrap wood, because it gets sitting on the. What I would do is I would make the platform kind of like a crate where it's open on one side, and when it's underneath my table, I would flip the crate upside down and the toilet would sit down in the crate. And then at night I would no, not a squatty potty to put my feet on, but to actually put the bucket on top of to raise the height of the bucket. I just have to sit down so low because it's a bucket. I know what a squatty potty thingy is. Yeah, you put your feet up on it to help you poop. Yeah, not that. but I would make a shallow crate, like a 2-inch high crate, open on one side. So I would turn it upside down when the potty is in transit mode, so the potty would sit down in it and still fit under my table. And then at night, when I move the potty out to have accessibility to it, I would flip it over and put the bucket on the top side, the top of it, so it's higher. That's the only thing I would change. And that's a simple, easy fix, like super simple, easy fix. So, yeah. And that's something I maybe can do this 2 weeks while I'm at the van build with scrap wood. One of the women in my all-women van dweller group, which I can't advertise for, it's not my group, it's somebody else's group, and they are at their max at 300 people, so I can't advertise that. I would love to share it with you, but I can't. So one of the women in that all-women van dweller group in Facebook said that she had a bunch of 2x4s and plywood that she was going to bring to the van build, and I was like, oh, that's perfect. I knew someone would have scrap wood, so I might be able to get my shelves and stuff done using her wood. So that'd be cool, and I can make the little platform for the bucket toilet as well. So that's cool. I'm excited. So excited. Oh, Rob said something funny, but I don't know what he said. I thought you were gonna say someone stole your bag hanging from the window. Ew, that would be gross. Somebody stole the poop bag. That's disgusting. They would be in for a surprise. I would have served them right for stealing. But yeah, you know, you do what you gotta do. Especially if you wanna, you know, be safe and not get out of your van at night. I mean, hey, it is what it is. Anybody have a question they want to ask? I mean, we could do an impromptu What's Up Wednesday if you guys want to ask some questions. How long we been on here? 37 minutes? As long as I got service and you guys are on, if you want to ask a question. Just don't type a long question because I can only glance over real quick. You got a quick question you want to ask? Let's do it. You know what? On this, we have seen so many camper vans and so many fifth wheels and RVs. So it's like, oh, everybody's doing their thing. So that's cool. Saw this really cool, I want to say it was like a Chevy E350 or E250, and it was this real pretty blue. And I had to radio to Willow and be like, oh, Willow, did you see that van? It's so pretty. It was so cool. So I don't know if anybody asked a question. I don't know if comments stopped, but I don't see any comments right now. So if you did type a question and I didn't answer it, please type it again. I think when I have a low signal, it kind of stops comments. So you might have to type your comment again in a minute or so once I get a little further down the road. I'm definitely going to have to invest in a cell signal booster, I can tell already. Where are you now? Oh, highway, we're still on 44. Yeah, we're heading to Oklahoma City. Still on 44. So we're going to do about, I don't know how long we've been on the road, but we're going to do about half of it now because I need a nap. I'm not going to be able to go. It's another reason I came live, because this helps me stay awake. Talking to you guys helps me stay awake. No, I don't have solar. I have, I want to say my first or second What's Up Wednesday, I show my battery setup. I have 8 small little batteries that give me 40 amp hours, and it's hooked up to my alternator, and it charges while I drive, and it's enough for my cell and my tablet and like our walkie-talkies, little things. And because I drive pretty frequently, they stay charged. Mexico, I do not have a passport, never have had a passport, have never left the country. So my goal in the next year is to get a passport so I can go to Canada and Mexico, so yeah. And unfortunately, usually from what I'm hearing, after the RTR, a lot of people take off and go to Mexico together, and they get all their medical stuff done, they get their medicine, they get their teeth cleaned, they get glasses, and I'm like, dang it, I would love to do that, but not this year, maybe next year. ETA to Arizona. Well, we're supposed to be meeting up with possibly, I won't know till Friday probably, meeting up Saturday with 2 van-dwelling men who are going to the van build in Albuquerque. We're supposed to meet up with them in Albuquerque on Saturday. So, yeah. So I'm gonna show you this next sign that we pull up to. I'll tell you guys where we are. This says, what does this say up here? Oh, these are just street signs. I'm trying to see the next city sign. I'll let you know when I get to the next city sign to show you where we are now. We're on exit 226, if anybody knows 44. I don't know where that is. Bartsville and Oakmugly Junction is where we're passing that exit 226. So I don't know where that is, but if you know the area, then that's where we are, or that's where we're passing. Not very much to look at, but it's been a pretty cool drive. I just hate this fluctuating weather. We woke up to freezing cold. Oh my gosh, I was so cold last night. And I should have put my hoodie on with my fleece long sleeve shirt, but I did not. So I woke up cold. Well, I didn't wake up cold. I woke up at 11 o'clock last night. But, and now it's warm. I had 2 layers on. I had a long sleeve and then put a short sleeve on because it was so cold this morning, and now I'm hot. So when we stop, I'm definitely taking the long sleeves off and just wearing the short sleeve. Oh my gosh, this road is horrible. Ooh. Oh lordy. All right, so we're at the sign that says 4466 Scapula, Oklahoma City. This way, basically. So far, traffic is pretty good. We left probably after everyone went to work, so we didn't run into any rush hour. We left like 9:30. I just had to get at least an hour in of sleep, so. Oakmulgee. That's funny. Any other questions before I jump off? I was listening to that Dirty John podcast again. I'm on episode 5. I think there's 6 altogether. So I have a butane 1-burner stove. Yeah, and then I have a propane little buddy, the smallest little buddy. That's the one that sits on top of the 1-pound propane tanks. The green canisters, I have the one that sits on top of that, not the one where it's on the side of it that you can hook up to a big propane. The little buddy you can't hook up to a big tank because it has to sit on top of the tank. The tank is the stand for the heater. So at one point I had the medium-sized buddy heater because I paid for shipping. They found it at a yard sale, used one, and I paid for the shipping for them to ship it to me, and they pretty much gave it to me. But the power nozzle was broken, and I was having a difficult time turning it on and off, and honestly, it was just too much for this van as far as putting out the heat output. Oh my gosh. I could barely keep it on for 5 minutes. And so it was a constant on, off, on, off, on, off. Even on low, it was just a constant on, off thing. So, and I wasn't in the dead of winter in my van either, so I didn't really feel like, and it took up so much room. I had to keep it out because the handle, it was the old one where the handle doesn't fold down. I think the newer one, the handle folds down, so I couldn't get it under my bed. And my bed was, at that time, was higher than this bed, and I still couldn't get it under my bed. I couldn't, I was constantly moving it around out of my way, and so it became more of an annoyance to use it, to have it in the way all the time. So I got rid of that, and then I think last winter I got the little buddy heater. Electricity is 4 small little batteries that give me 40 amp hours of power, and they run to my alternator and they charge with my alternator. I don't have solar, so yeah. Yes, I do have. I just said that. Yeah. Yep. Did you get that, Maggie? Yep. So I have separate house batteries. Yep. So I'm hoping to do solar maybe in the spring. I just probably need 1 panel. I'm probably not going to be one of those people that has a little refrigerator or anything like that. Okay. So I'm not one of those people that needs a fridge. I'm not going to do all that. That's just too much in this little bit of space. If I had an issue with, dietary restrictions or medications or something and had to have a fridge, of course, then I would get the smallest fridge I could afford. So that's, that is what it is, no big deal. But I don't need to have a refrigerator. I don't even have a cooler anymore. I just eat everything fresh, or I eat my tuna and crackers. Like when we went to Walmart and I got a salad. So yeah, everything is fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, or it's canned, or pre-packaged. And I try and get stuff that's low sodium. Even my canned beans and stuff like that, I rinse them off. I buy low sodium, but I still rinse them off and put in my own no salt seasonings to bring the flavor. But I really eat more so. I really haven't opened up a canned thing in a long time, so I usually eat more fresh fruits and vegetables than anything. So, and every once in a while, like that time that I got the piece of the fresh caught tuna, sometimes I'll get a piece of fish from the grocery store, just 1 piece, and I'll cook that on my grill or something. So, oh, the heater, it's called a Little Buddy heater, and unfortunately I got mine last winter, which is the worst time to buy it because they're more expensive. Because the same heater this summer was like $65 and I paid $85 for it. So it's a Little Buddy heater. I would check online first, but I got it at Walmart. Walmart online had it, and I just had it sent to the Walmart near me. Oh, I don't need a passport for Mexico? I did not know that. Well, if that turns out to be the case, then I might go to Mexico after all. We'll see. I don't know. I thought you did need a passport for Mexico. But maybe not. That's cool. So if a group of people... Oh, so somebody else is saying, yes, you do need a passport. Okay, well, then I will be waiting until I get a passport next year. No big deal. No big deal. If you're wondering what this is one of the windshield cover things, the pop-up ones. That sun is just blazing on the side of my face, so I had to jimmy rig. So that's what that is. I just put a binder clip and clipped it. I can still see out of my side mirror, so it's just because that sun is right in the corner there, and it was just burning the side of my face. Like I could not do it. So I just shoved a binder clip into the this plastic trim where the headliner is tucked in, and then clip that up there. Hey, you do what you gotta do. So it looks like we might have to pay another toll. We paid a toll once, well, 2 times, because we got off and paid $250 and then paid $225 the time at that end. So $475 for the complete toll. But yeah, so she was saying that we're gonna have to do another toll. That's fine. All right, bye, Cincy. I'm gonna be jumping off here soon too. All right, guys. Well, it's been 49 minutes. I think I'm gonna jump off. I will see you guys later today, perhaps. If not, maybe tomorrow we'll do a little bit of a road trip and chat, ride along and chat. Oh, wait, somebody's asking a question. Is the small heater sufficient for your van? Oh gosh, yeah, it's more than enough for this van. It's too hot. I don't run it more than like 6-7 minutes. It's more than enough for this van. I mean, I think it would, honestly, I think the little buddy heater is plenty enough for even a cargo van, to be honest with you. I think people who are in bigger vans like the bigger heater because they can hook it up to a big propane tank, and because they can hook it up to a big propane tank, it's cheaper because you're not buying the little green canisters all the time, and you can run it a little bit longer as long as you have a window crack. Please, please, please use your butane and your propane with a window open or cracked, please, and do not run it overnight while you're sleeping. I can't do a video on how I charge my batteries. They're hooked up to my alternator, so there's a wires, more than one, running from the alternator to the batteries that are run. The batteries are run in series together, all 8 small batteries. I have little teeny small batteries. I will do another, it's on one of my What's Up Wednesdays. If you go to the first or second What's Up Wednesday, it's there. Sorry, I'm getting a call. Hang that up because I don't know who it is. Yeah, so the first or the second What's Up Wednesday has me showing you my batteries. It's hooked up to my alternator, and my alternator charges the batteries while I drive. So I've never had them die because I drive almost every day. So I have sat for a whole weekend, driven somewhere Friday and not moved until Sunday evening and never had my batteries run down. And that's with watching Netflix the whole time and all that, and being on my phone the whole time. So yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna roll. I will see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Thanks for jumping in. Thanks for keeping me company for this almost an hour. I appreciate it. Continue to like, subscribe, share, and I'll jump on live again either later today or tomorrow. Don't forget to watch today's What's Up Wednesday. Put your questions there, and next week I'll just do a live What's Up Wednesday, and I don't know what time it's going to be. I'm just going to jump on some random time on next Wednesday, and you'll see it. And if you miss the live, you'll be able to see the replay. All right, guys, thanks. Bye.